Am I recording now? I think I am. Okay. Hello to you, the viewer. I'm Scott, otherwise known as the Noted Curmudgeon, and I've started doing these videos on this channel, which is why you can see it. This is getting very meta right off the bat. I decided to start putting videos up on the YouTube and otherwise expressing myself because I've been doing a lot of stuff over the years, and I finally thought maybe it's a good idea to record some of this for posterity. And when it comes to starting a YouTube channel, which everyone's been doing for the past 20 years or so, is that I'm objectively doing all this wrong. I mean, look, there's a lot of things that they expect you to do. They expect you to find a niche and stick to it. But my brain is just a weird miasma of ADHD and pop culture bullshit and things that just rattle around in there until I have to get them out. So I don't have a set plan for what I'm going to do. And I've got a number of weird ADHD fueled projects, but at any given time, I might drop what I'm doing and go off on a tangent with a weird song that's popped into my head or what have you. Uh, I don't get so distracted by squirrels, but that's mostly because I can't see squirrels from where I'm sitting right now. So they say when you start a YouTube channel, you're supposed to find a niche, something that you do that people will come back to you all the time for. And there's a lot of interests that I have that are niches, but my collection of interests, the only real connection for the broad span of them. I'm probably not going to edit this video, so you get what you get. If I'm going to say something like that, I'm going to say something like that. But the main through line that all these things have is that they're of interest to me personally, not that they're generally of interest to others of you. But if you want to know what's going on inside this head, this is the place to start. And I might introduce you to something that you weren't otherwise aware of. But yeah, I'm often as interested in the social construction around an activity as I am in the thing itself. I'm probably going to wind up doing a lot of navel gazing as I'm doing this. Here's a few things that I am interested in. Uh, Anime, which I'm coming to sort of late in life. I mean, I've been aware of anime for a long time. I'm a Gen X nerd. And back in the day, I remember hanging around in comic book and obscure video stores, furtively looking for Dirty Pair or other of the kind of etchier forms of animation that were available back then. But I pretty much was not interested enough to follow it precisely until much later in life. I started watching it more to get an idea of how to write certain things, actually, and then I started to get more interested in it, which is a long way to go on about the fact that I like cartoons. And particularly the stuff that's coming out of Japan now, but there's plenty of other places it's coming from. I also like kawaii metal bands, so this is more Asian-y stuff, but I like the weird intersection where mostly Japanese bands, but there's a number from Korea or Indonesia, girls who are at that intersection between looking cute and screaming death metal-y things, and I kind of dig that. Uh, I guess I kind of want to be. I want to be reassured that the kids today are all right, and these kids seem to be. Although some of the stuff they sing about, eh, I'm interested in making videos. I've been in a number of them over the years. I've been on web series that have gotten funding and stuff. That was ages and ages ago. I'm very interested in the production of it, except I haven't really done a lot of it myself. I've had other experty people work on the things that I was in charge of, or I've just been the guy that was paid to show up and say a thing. Sometimes I've written those things too, but that's a whole thing. Um, but I'm going to be talking about that, about things about how society is working these days, because it's gotten weird. I don't know if you've noticed this. We're kind of like frogs in the pot, an analogy that really isn't based on any truth, but the idea that we're just in it for so long that we don't even notice that it's boiling and we're being boiled alive. Um, I'm going to talk about things that I find funny. I'm going to talk about things that other people find funny. I'm going to talk about things that are funny in the way that is weird, because a lot of what's going on is weird, and we haven't really paid enough attention to it. There's going to be a certain amount of navel gazing, as I've said, because I've got a navel and I gaze there. Uh, you know, and in terms of the production quality, which you've seen so far here, people, when they start a YouTube channel, often try to get good first at the things that they're doing, like stand up or their hobbies or filmmaking. I'm just going to start putting things out there because I'm probably going to fail at stuff. This is something I already do. I'm just going to start recording it now. And there's probably going to be stuff that isn't safe for work or family or having friends because that's the stuff that rattles around in my head. But most of it's going to be as broad a market as I can be, at any rate. There's probably a lot, but I'm going to be all over the map. And I I've got stories to tell. I've got funny bits to do. I'm going to be presenting them to you, but this is me telling you a little bit more of what I'm going to do. And for those of you that know me and those that don't, tell me if there's anything here you're interested in. Or I'm probably going to be posting some stuff, you know, related to stand-up comedy. I've got a bunch of silly stories that people have told me and I've refined over the years to be entertaining at cocktail parties. So some of those would be interesting. Or if you want to know my weird-ass opinions on things, please leave me a message in the comments. And also, if you like what you've seen so far, which is really just a scrambled mess, so I don't know what you're into, but hopefully you're into me if you stuck around this long. I You could help out a lot by subscribing, by giving this a like, or even, I know I'm very early in this, but I've got a Ko-Fi account, Ko-Fi. It might be coffee. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Ko-Fi.com. It's like Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee, but it's less letters. Uh, and more importantly, it's the one I could set up easiest. So there'll be a link down below to that if you want to support me, which I would be greatly appreciative of. But even if you just watch this to enjoy it and show up for the next video, I hope you do. And I hope you're having a good time regardless. So, be talking to you later.